everything that fucking ruined 4chan is sick, the sad puppies morons, which is like 12 guys that all posted the same stupid shit all the fucking time, and they would derail threads and derail whole pages with their fucking whiny horse shit about this and that. And I would see that's when the fucking circumcision conversation popped up and went completely fucking haywire. Because you would see this everywhere. Here we go. Stonetoss is a guy on the internet. Stonetoss is a right-wing political cartoonist who has enjoyed a level of success typically reserved for people that write for like right-wingy or conservative newspapers back in the day. I can't really base this on much other than what I know about newspapers, having worked at them. Syndication is kind of weird and stuff, but the biggest right-wing cartoonists generally weren't even very right-wing, like explicitly. They just kind of did right-wingy stuff, like the Dilbert guy and shit. Ben Garrison's probably one of the biggest. I think Stonetoss might be one of the biggest, probably like the top 10 biggest right-wing cartoonists, political cartoonists in America right now. I say that pretty confidently if he's not like almost to the top 5. There's not a lot of other names that I can tell you off rip that are as big as him and have a notoriety relative to their actual name as well. Maybe bigger circulation here and there because they're in this or that paper that kind of goes fucking everywhere. But as far as like you actually know their name and can connect it to their comics, I think Stonetoss is probably one of, if not in the top 2 or 3 biggest, which I think is the same. It's kind of a redundancy because I almost said the biggest. I still think Ben Garrison might be a little bit bigger than him. As far as, because when you're a political cartoonist, also how high your politics kind of penetrate is important too. And I think Ben Garrison enjoyed some love from the Trump administration that was kind of like in excess of the people around him. I could be crazy too. I did not know how deep the Stonetoss thing went. I know Stonetoss's work from the Chans, right? Specifically, I've seen his shit on 4chan a bunch, not because I was looking for it, just because it is pretty memeable. It's not very good. It's also hyper recognizable. A lot of his jokes are pretty fucking hit or miss. I know there's 2 different versions of him, by the way, too. One of them is Red Panels. Red Panels was a flat out fucking Nazi. They are the same people. I put my seat down too far. Red Panels did pretty fucking hardcore alt-right Milo Yiannopoulos grade. I think I could compare him to racist-y shit. Some of it was just outright racist as fuck. Some of it was a little bit subdued. The Red Panels character was retired, and then Stonetoss popped up a little bit later, and the comics look almost fucking indiscernible. The word on the street was they were 2 different people, and the second guy just liked the first guy's style a lot. That was the most obvious fucking lie I've ever heard. The Red Panels' last literal red panel is the Red Panels character being fucking retired and giving a fucking Roman salute as the Terminator from T2 Judgment Day being lowered into the fucking vat of molten metals. It's pretty on the nose. He was recently doxxed, and it was the most psychotic fucking... unironically, you have to be as bad as fucking Stonetoss for me not to go like, holy shit, this is a bit much. The person that doxed him went so fucking deep that it is approaching like psychosis. But this literally, I have seen police investigations into ongoing criminal, like small criminal syndicates that were not as detailed and comprehensive as this. And it's not because of police incompetence. Like, it just like things like, you're like, the cops did a good job here. This person peeled fucking Stonetoss open like a fucking orange is the only way to describe it. Layer by layer. They looked up obituaries for his grandmother and connected him to fucking other things via that. We're going to get in here. Before I do, I am going to give my statement on doxing, right? Prefaced with doxing bad. The word doxing is one of those internet words that is very much like pedo-jacketing, or God, I had some other ones. I told you I want to retire. When I want to retire a word, I kind of stopped saying it. But doxing is one of those words that has lost almost all meaning. Once upon a time, doxing literally meant giving out the actual street address and like phone number of a private individual, usually one that did not have any internet notoriety, and it was just like a guy that you were mad at on Xbox Live. Like the most doxing incidents took place in and around Xbox Live. The point of those doxings was to give information that could be used to directly harass somebody deeper than their profile on the internet should permit. So basically like bypassing their anonymity in order to attack them in their home. Now, that is completely unethical for private citizens who have a reasonable expectation of privacy. These are things that are covered already in actual law and actual journalistic ethics. Doxing a public figure, who gives a fuck? Especially if they're massive. It just comes with the fucking territory. You shouldn't give out people's addresses or their phone numbers because that is weird. There is almost quite literally never a reason to do that, except in situations where the phone number or a part of the phone number is relevant to like a crime, or like a crime occurred at the address. Those two things I consider basically permanently off the, like, they're just permanently off record for me as far as any sort of publishing goes. Even when I was in journalism and I had to write about like there was a murder or an assault or whatever, the address, I would only put the block so that people knew what the block was, which is usually so people that live in that area know that something happened, because people will be like, I thought I heard gunshots the other day, and then they'll pick up the paper like, oh, 1400 block, I know what house that is. There was gunshots. That's the kind of extent. Now, the old definition of doxing was basically like, don't tell people's real identity, their secret identity online. That is a fair thing to say, because, you know, if you're just a little asshole on fucking Xbox Live talking a bunch of shit, even if it's like you're a racist prick, I still don't really believe that you should have your fucking life ripped apart because some psycho fucking backtraced your IP or whatever and put your like real name and face out there, especially if it's not like something egregious. You're not doing a crime. You're just being like a fucking prick. That's the worst I will go. And I'd say anybody that's doing anything less than that is absolutely inexcusable. I do not extend that whatsoever to people who have intentionally public and massive profiles, basically. If you are intentionally seeking public attention and you are going out of your way to gain notoriety, I do not care for your expectation. You have no expectation of privacy because you're literally forfeiting it by trying to be famous. I will give certain levels of, okay, I get it, to like basically just certain types of entertainers that kind of want to avoid harassment. Like, I can get it, but also I don't think it's unethical or unreasonable for people to try to unmask you because you are famous and you have a large profile. Because who knows who you are? Modern era has a lot of people that are online behind handles. And once upon a time, doxing was specifically, hey, you told someone who the real person behind that handle was. Now, that time is gone, and I don't care about it anymore. I literally just tell you guys my real name and my real face, so I have all of the ground to stand on. I don't care. In the case of fucking Red Panels / Stonetoss, who we will find out's name is Hans Graebner. I don't care that he's been doxxed. As a matter of fact, it's hilarious to me. And I would extend, I don't care, but it's maybe not as hilarious to anybody that was a lefty hiding behind a mask saying mean things on my side. I just literally would not give a shit. Now, I don't think any of his personal information should be given out. I am not going to vet this because I am the smallest profile person covering this by far. Everything you're about to see is so deeply spread on Twitter that it cannot be retracted ever. This is all out there. Just saying that he's been doxxed gives you access to all of the information. If I see anything, I'll try to scroll away, but I just can't remember where the fuck everything is. I think most of it is actually pretty heavily redacted that I read through this entire thing like laughing my ass off last night. So without further ado, allow me to introduce you guys to motherfucking Stonetoss. This him. That him for real. He is apparently like almost my height. This is fucking Rob Denblaker from Cyanide and Happiness. Would you guys remember Cyanide and Happiness? Like the funniest part is turning on my computer. This is why I say I bookmarked this one. Having Rob Denblaker from fucking Cyanide and Happiness be like, this is hilarious, is great. Charmin Ultrasoft pussy Stonetoss blocked me years ago without any interaction. Honestly, cool as fuck of him to save me the trouble. Adios, bitch. I feel good knowing that when Stonetoss blocked me, having never interacted with me, he made this face while doing it. Finding out you're preemptively blocked by Stonetoss on Stonetoss Got Doxxed Day. I'm blocked by Stonetoss? What the fuck? I don't even remember beefing with that Nazi. It's kind of funny. I think sometimes people just get caught up in blockchains. It's just funny now. Now that Stonetoss, the Nazi webcomic, got doxxed, a bunch of people are looking him up only to discover he had already blocked them. LMAO. I will say, underneath my very stringent Nazi identifier, I would say this dude is 100% like a Nazi. As much as he can be, possibly getting into the club. A lot of people said he's like exceptionally fat or ugly. I don't think that's the case. I think he's just a perfectly... He looks like 80% of all of the IT people I've ever seen. He looks like 90% of all of the IT people I've ever seen. If you're allowed to use a fatness slider of whether or not they're in shape, like if you can make his cheeks puff in and out like that Dragon's Dogma game that's coming out, you're just on point. If someone told me weeks ago without evidence that Stonetoss's name was Hans Graebner, I would assume they were joking. It's so on the nose. That's not even his whole name. I have to get to it. So this is from Anonymous Comrade Replicant. This is the person that fucking doxed them, I guess. Brace yourself for some deeply unfunny and cruel cartoons, serious cringe, and regenerating foreskins. That is actually in this. This is long overdue, and Anon Comrades and Late Night Antifa brought in heavy hitter comrade The Claw 414, who knocked it out of the park. Strong content warning. I'm sick. So this is, if you haven't seen any of his comics, that's fine. This is like, he has a worse same face issue. Shout out on my comrades. He has a worse same face issue than like Control Alt Delete circa 2006. Like he's even worse than that. This dude has, it's this face, that mouth, this eyebrow. Every time. This post violated the X rules. Oh no, they're getting a night. Oh no. There was a, let me see if I still have it. This is a massive thread. So they broke these down. Let's see if they have the second one up. Hans Graebner in a video on the Open IT YouTube company page. Dude, these comments are wild. From one fellow Tumblr refugee to another, please touch grass. You're an Orthodox Christian jerking off to Toho porn. Your ass is going to hell. I don't know if the links are in here, but we will get into some of this stuff. This is the the Patreon page, but they said it's not Patreon, which is real. I found out that there was an actual Patreon alternative called Hatreon, which is wild, but it wasn't. The community note says it's not Hatreon, it's New Project 2, which was also just shut down because it was basically the same thing. That was the only ones that got kept up as the community note. So fucking Elon nuked it. Elon has nuked it. Also, this is what happens if you piss off transes and fucking transgender people. I'm sorry for saying transes that way. If this is what happens if you piss off transgender people and also furries, which I think he's come out against, you will be fucking like hyperdoxed. Fucking. It's an IT guy who crossed the only other people that are like way more powerful in IT than just like white supremacist dudes with like that like can barely touch grass. It's fucking. Brace yourself for some deeply unfunny and cruel cartoons. Okay, here it is. Meet 34-year-old Hans Christian Graebner of Spring, Texas, better known as the racist and anti-Semitic comic artist Stonetoss, as well as, wait for it, the racist and anti-Semitic comic artist Red Panels. Here he be. That's his smile and optimism, now gone. He's probably fine. This is the old, I mean, you can tell it's not very different. This is the Red Panels. Really, really not great. But I guess he just kind of changed it a little bit. But people did try to say, like, no, it's a completely different style. It's a completely different style. It's a completely different guy. On February 2nd, 2017, the artist Red Panels, I can't believe it's been going on that long, memorialized his retirement by lowering his character into molten vat a la the Terminator's outstretched hand, formed a Nazi salute, and the final frame is a final dog whistle, lest his overt fascist sympathies go unnoticed. Blup, blup, blup. There you go. Stonetoss debuted with a 3-panel in the July of the same year, with 3-panel cartoon showing a buffet of international food that culminates in a pile of shit bearing the various country flags. Should the meaning be unclear, rollover text of multicultural comic hammers the point home. White panels. So this is the only thing that's like, technically this isn't Hatreon, but I found out that Hatreon was real. I just read this earlier, so I'm not rereading it. Forever Spin, made in Canada. Who? What? Dude, is that real? Why are people making the tops from Inception? And on Comrades, late night, identifying as a thought criminal, Stonetoss described himself as the psychic chemotherapy necessary to cure the world of mental cancer spread by the likes of assigned male, liberalism with the Jewish parentheses around it, and soy-based dieting. Have you ever seen something with these 3 parentheses, by the way? That means Jew. That's like, they put that... I can't remember. I think that's probably 8chan. I don't think that's 4chan because it wasn't on any of the boards except for Poll when I fucking saw it for the first time. But it started with identifying. It was at first it was any Jewish person that had like a non-Jewish name. So if your name was like, I don't know, Chuck Grassley or whatever the fuck, which doesn't sound Jewish, they would put the parentheses around it as a like identifier that you were trying to like sneak out and not use your Jewish name, trying to like blend in. So they would do that. And then it kind of like became one of those things where like Jewish people on Twitter would just put the parentheses around it and made it lame. And it worked. But if you ever see somebody say, by the way, this is the thing. If you ever see somebody, instead of doing like finger quotes, if you ever see somebody saying somebody's name and be like, oh yeah, that guy's this person, and they do it with 3 fingers or they do it like that kind of deal, that's them trying to do a Jewish fucking quotes in the thing. It's rare. It's a rare one, but it used to be around back in the day. Definitely one of the things where you're like, oh shit, everything's fucking cringe when this shit started popping up. Also, you guys remember the soy thing? That shit was fucking wild. It was just soy milk for some reason. Stonetoss referenced much deeper Nazi lore by promising that a financial contribution secures the existence of the comic and a future for brave content. A tribute to the murderous Nazi leader, David Lane's 14 words. Stonetoss created the own libtards donation site with graphics depicting a pharmacist doling out red pills. The URL directs to a Gumroad site, and membership rewards include exclusive Minecraft server access. You can even purchase a $1,000 commercial reprint license. God damn. These are ancient memes. Hey, yeah, what is it going to be without Chris Chan reference? What are you going to do without a Chris Chan reference? Stonetoss's stick of blending conservative red meat moral panic issues with Nazi dog whistles is big business. Despite crying censorship at every turn, Stonetoss has amassed a huge fan base of following with over 431,000 on Twitter, 142K on Facebook, and 108K on Insta. Flirk. Hans Graebner, aka Stonetoss, lost on NFT and raised $2 million in 24 hours before being booted from the marketplace. If he actually has that much money, that's fucking crazy. But I feel like just once you cross like 100K on Twitter, like it would be almost impossible for you not to be able to monetize that to some way, you know? Because it's not like 100K on even some like TikTok, but like fucking, I feel like you don't have to have a real job. If you're not stupid as fuck, like you can just definitely avoid having a fucking real job at that point. Okay, we're gonna go suitable Stonetoss plushie. I remember seeing this advertisement and being like, that shit's fucking weak, bro. I remember because it came up about these stupid blue octopuses. I can vaguely remember the outrage about these. Because it was like a blue octopus and they wanted a pink octopus or something like that. I fucking don't know. Stonetoss's Nazi dog whistles aren't particularly subtle and they certainly reach their target audience. On more than one occasion, the results have been deadly. See, we're not hurting anybody. Same. Whatever. On May 14th, 2022, 18-year-old neo-Nazi Peyton Gendron murdered 10 people in a racist attack on a supermarket in a predominantly black neighborhood in Buffalo. The incident was live-streamed on the gaming platform Twitch, and the toxically online Gendron published a nearly 700-page web diary which detailed his evolution from the indistinct teenage edgelord into Nazi mass murderer. Peyton Gendron also authored a jumbled 180-page manifesto which praised Nazi mass murderers Dylan Roof, Brenton Trant, and Anders Breivik. The document was a pastiche of 4chan Nazi conspiracies and memes alongside more structured concepts like the Great Replacement, a theory based on the concept of white genocide, wherein the white race is slowly being eradicated via planned demographic replacement. The Great Replacement theory has crept into mainstream Republican discourse via crypto-fascists like popular talk show host Tucker Carlson, Elon Musk, and Hayaraichik, libs of TikTok. Gendron was a month away from his 19th birthday when he committed these murders. While legally an adult, he was still a teenager, and much of his writings reflect the limitations of that worldview. Amongst all the charts, graphs, memes, and 4chan shitpost rhetoric in his diary and manifesto were cartoons by several of the most prominent white nationalist and neo-Nazi artists, including Ben Garrison, Hedgewick, A. Wyatt, Man, aka Nick Bogus, Gingerzilla, and Stonetoss. Caps. There you go. Mauricio neo-Nazi, May 6th, 33-year-old neo-Nazi Mauricio Garcia killed 8 people in a mass shooting at a shopping mall in Allen, Texas. Garcia, adorned with Nazi tattoos and a right-wing death squad patch, left behind a huge digital footprint with clues as to his radicalization sources. Along with 4chan and gaming nods, Nazi mass murderer Mauricio Garcia revealed himself as a fan of bigoted influencers Hayaraichik and libs of TikTok and Tim Pool. Oh, that's the one that Tim Pool got pissed about, right? As user Psychovision, Garcia posted a modified version of a homophobic Stonetoss cartoon on a social media account. An earlier investigation revealed how Mauricio Garcia, I'm just going to say Garcia, purchased his right-wing death squad patch from an Oklahoma company, Anime Tobacco Firearms, who merged Nazi ideology with My Little Pony fandom. I did read some of this last night. I can't remember. I probably read this too, but I'm not fucking kidding. I'm still... You have to read it to believe it. No, you don't. You just have to have used 4chan at all. What happens when you mix Nazi ideology, guns, and My Little Pony? You get a website like Anime Tobacco and Firearms, whose newfound infamy comes about in the wake of one of their customers going on a Nazi-fueled murder rampage. If I remember correctly hearing about this, they sell lolly shit too, if I remember. This is the one. Because people were like up in arms about this one. There was crossover from this into other places, I think because of Stonetoss. And so I saw like people talking about it, and some of it was along the lines of like, no, it's based. The lolly shit doesn't have anything to do with anything. Like selling like naked little girl drawing stickers. I think that was this one. If it wasn't, hit me with a libel, I guess. Fucking shut up. But the rest of the people were saying it was fucking. This is a Fed shop. Like the feds were selling right-wing death squad things to like get you to do it. Stonetoss Brony confirmed. I would be stunned though. God, he wasn't, especially when we get deeper. Stonetoss comics that touched upon these subjects usually veer between disingenuous straw manning and an irresponsible in Minecraft thumbs up. He frequently equates Nazi violence as a legitimate response to his long list of white grievances. Government has jets and nukes. What can your Second Amendment do? And I guess it's like him killing JFK. Video games caused the shooting. Now, memes caused the shooting. Oh, God, Pepe. Yeah, but homeschooled kids are weird, though. The fucking school gets shot up. What a fucking dickhead. One of the most insidious elements of the alt-right, modern neo-Nazi, and far-right movements has involved the appropriation of youth-oriented media and pop culture in an effort to recruit increasingly younger adherents. The graying of the far right is a well-known phenomenon, with the exception of an inexplicable, albeit brief, burst of college-age enthusiasm for Ronald Reagan. The far right has been largely dominated by aging baby boomers. Long-standing extremist organizations like the League of the South, National Alliance, and the KKK were best represented by actuarial tables rather than having any widespread or growing cultural significance with the younger racists. The far-right appropriation of gaming culture, blah, blah, blah. This is all background. You guys can look this all up on your own. The highest profile example is surely alt-right. They put comedian in quotes. Sam Hyde's $1 Million Extreme TV show that had a brief run on Cartoon Network's Adult Swim. A photo of Hyde is often memed into discourse on Nazi mass murders and was included in Peyton Gendron's manifesto. As a clarification, it is memed into every mass shooting, which I don't think necessarily makes it better. This one right here. I don't fucking read those. Nazis organized campaigns to distribute propaganda via gaming outlets like Roblox and sites aimed at young children like Club Penguin. The phrase "in Minecraft" has become a wink-wink, plausible deniability disclaimer added to threats of violence. I feel like that's internet-wide, though. In more recent days, middle-aged neo-Nazi members of groups like the Goyim Defense League are aggressively targeting teenagers via loosely moderated web chat sites like Omegle. Show people your dick. Recruit people to Nazism, I guess. For the sake of argument, we'll accept that Hans K. Graebner, a.k.a. Stonetoss, is not a 90-year-old member of the National Socialist German Workers' Party, so we are struggling for even a glimpse of daylight between the beliefs of Stonetoss and modern-era Nazis. That is fine. That fits my definition. That's okay. Try to get at least there. You know what I mean? I feel like the anti-Semitism really fucking has to be there. That's one of my biggest things. I feel like specifically, like, because I know I get off on this, and you guys, I think some of you guys get confused or a little bit lost. One of my biggest things is there has to be an aspect of anti-Semitism very like descriptively as a part of the person's like what they're trying to accomplish. It could be dog whistles, that's fine, but it has to be at least you have to have the presence of anti-Semitism, and you have to have like an urge to create a systemic apparatus to do bad things to Jewish people, as well as in addition to other individuals that are considered like unclean or degenerate by Nazi standards. In that case, Nazi. Second thought. Very close, my friend. The sudden retirement of red panels in February 2017 was attributed to needing a better paying career. If you are privy to a position in the Houston area concerning tech sales or CCNA recipients in April, I'd appreciate a heads up. This narrowed his location to Texas. We begin. Dear readers, after 18 wonderful months as the creator of Red Panels, I am announcing my retirement. Knowing and interacting with you has made all the label worthwhile. The meme president has ascended to the throne. Brexit, this is 2017. Brexit has shaken the foundations of the EU, and everywhere you look, there's a new independent media eating the lunch of the mainstream. The left has been routed, and the tide of the culture war turns in our favor. If only you could see 3 years from now. In the midst of all this good fortune, I am taking the opportunity to rest. It's been fun. I'm focusing my time. That's fine. Just standard I'm leaving shit. Circling back to the Reddit AMA, there's a comment in particular that stood out. A nostalgic exchange about 8chan. Goddamn. But anyway, I'll get it on. A nostalgic post about 8chan, red panels mentioned having not seen someone since the first 8chan B-Day party, which is fucking gnarly. Are you an infiltrator like Edgy Sphinx attempting to overthrow the most brilliant of the glorious and to be unopposed rationalist community? Did you know he was literally a Nazi hiding among the rationals? How sick is that? Absolutely disgusting. Also, how was Mark? I was hanging out with him on his birthday and got him a Dreamcast and Jet Grind radio. Do you use 8chan poll or 4chan? I haven't seen Mark since the first 8chan B-Day party. Nice dude. Also, 8chan poll better than 4chan poll. Rev says Dez, hundo on the 8chan poll. Hundo, bro. A 2014 New York Magazine article covering the Gamergate/8chan meetup event featured a quote from an enormous bald man named Hans, an 8channer who had flown from Texas for the party. Gamergate supporters partied at a strip club this weekend. How 8chan celebrated its first birthday. So 2013. So yeah, that would have probably been when the last time I ever got it. I definitely wouldn't be fucking even looking near fucking 8chan after I met my fucking wife in 2015. So that's a 2-year possibility of when I might have popped through there. I feel like 8chan's even older than that, though. I don't know why that birthday would be then. Maybe it was just the first birthday party, because I feel like I saw it forever ago. Photo enhance. Is the biggest bald man in this photo Hans from Texas? This guy right here. Motherfucker looks dead on Vincent D'Onofrio from Full Metal Jacket. Like, the Gomer Pyle ass motherfucker. Exploring the red panel as an angle further, we looked into a massive 2021 security breach of Nazi-friendly social media site Gab that exposed the registration credentials of many of their users. Red Panel's account was registered to an email with the username H. Graebner. Well, there you go. This dude's name's Hot Wheels. I have seen this picture, I think, maybe a billion fucking years ago. I think I just know about the Hot Wheels guy. I don't know why, though. The same email was linked to username Scythe001 in a Bitcoin-related forum breach. This set off some alarm bells. Several Reddit accounts using variations of that name were very active promoters of Stonetoss cartoons. My man plugged his own people. It's National Coming Out Day today. Be proud. We got all these little Stonetoss things. Scythe001 also revealed many personal details, including his location as Texas, his employment as a private security guard at a church, and that he had also previously lived in Nebraska. DGG connection, where Hans Graebner attended college and worked for a soy company. Oh no. Reddit user Scythe had also has a circumcision fixation. This is where we start getting into the good stuff. A deleted Scythe001 comment from March 12, 2015 contains a nearly identical text to the August 10, 2015 debut Red Panels cartoon about circumcision. The teeth pulling / ear removal analogy seems a favorite debate rebuttal. Pulling out your children's teeth instead of brushing them is fucked up. Cutting off your children's earlobes to facilitate proper ear cleaning is fucked up, but cutting off your child's foreskin instead of using soap is good parenting. This shit also started up on 4chan around then, and it was one of those things that would cross out of board. And like, the longer I stay alive, the more I swear to God, everything that fucking ruined 4chan is sick. The Sad Puppies fucking morons, which is like 12 guys that all posted the same stupid shit all the fucking time, and they would derail threads and derail whole pages with their fucking whiny horse shit about this and that. And I would see, that's when the fucking circumcision conversation popped up and went completely fucking haywire. Because you would see this everywhere. All over, like in boards where it didn't belong. I saw it a few times on B. And it would be like circumcision regret, circumcision upsetty spaghetti-ness. Like, who? I'm fucking circumcised, whatever the fuck. I don't care. I'll tell you what, the ladies love it. It is what it is. But this fucking like freaked out about circumcision shit right here was like a thing that you started seeing on 4chan. Oh, it came out of fucking nowhere, and then all of a sudden there's a bunch of it. Like, oh, fucking like, hey, if you're cut, like, cut versus uncut, cut, fucking, oh my god, what's it like to not have any feeling in your penis? Blah, 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 blah. It's like, what the fuck are you guys talking about? And I think it's very obviously an anti-Jewish thing, because Jewish people get circumcised. So I think that's what it is. I think it's like, you have been mocked by the Jew is like their thing. I remember those and being like, who the fuck cares? And this is in middle school. I mean, literally, like, because it was where I'm from, like in Cincinnati, like most kids get fucking circumcised. I don't know why I don't know why it is a thing or not. I feel like it just became like a thing that happened to kids in the 90s or something. I don't know. It means literally nothing. It literally has never bothered me, and I never heard it brought up one time. Like, until I was in the military, and then you started being around like people that fucking still got their foreskin, walking around all fucking worms. Like, it is what it is. I don't give a shit. Never bugged me once. Never even fucking thought about it. And then like that era came out, and I was like, what the fuck are you guys so fucking hung up on? This dude has a serious hang up about circumcision. There are literally hundreds of Reddit posts by him on the subject. I mean, who doesn't like the look of a natural penis and refer to their otherwise beautiful and natural looking instrument of intimacy? That's what he's saying. Hans Graebner, aka Stonetoss, even donated money to the first and only foreskin regeneration company in the world. IT professionals have nothing to do but spend money. It's psychotic. Dude, if I would not be fucking surprised. It's this guy. It's just this guy. An email account linked to Hans Graebner with username Pestrovsky4 was linked to several cryptocurrency-related accounts, including Mt. Gox, which was hacked in 2014. 850,000 Bitcoin were stolen from investors, and 23 of those belonged to Hans Graebner, aka Stonetoss. Man, back in the day, you got fucking jacked, buddy. He's an anti-Semite, Nazi weirdo, likes his own tweets. His email with username HKJ1990 was found in a 2021 Twitter breach. Meet Mr. Roasty and Bat. I'm not saying the rest of that. Toasty. I've seen this account. I have seen this account before. I have seen this face at least. This might be a reference to something else. This might be deep internet shit, or I'm just confused. This is a good time to address Hans Christian Graebner, aka Stonetoss's direct connections with actual neo-Nazis. Vanguard America was an openly neo-Nazi group that rebranded itself as Patriot Front after one of their members killed a woman during the Unite the Right rally. I remember that. Here, Hans Graebner, aka Mr. Roasty, corresponds with, that's a fucking anti-woman term, corresponds with Vanguard America praising some aspect of their graphic design. Given his history of self-promotion via social media alts, it seems very possible he's praising himself for art he created for them. Spicy image, most definitely one of your best. My compliments to the designer. What do you call the special guest at a Nazi Xmas party? A Nazi. He was listed as special guest at a 2021 Texas pool party Christmas event in McKinney, Texas, with white nationalist Jared Taylor and members of neo-Nazi group Patriot Front. Yeah, that's the hundo. One of Stonetoss's most popular cartoons depicts a tug of war wherein a libertarian and a fascist are struggling mightily against a team consisting of a communist and a character vaguely representative of big business or moneyed interests. Oh, I've seen this one. It is still kind of funny. Damn it, sometimes you gotta laugh. If it's actually funny, it's funny. Libertarian is identified by a t-shirt with a Gadsden flag logo, with the fascist ones features a fascist symbol. Yeah, come on, get to the hunt. I want to see the hunt. But it gets weirder. There we go. So who is Hans Christian Graebner? There we go. Well, last 11 tweets. He has had his info eradicated from identity sites and his home removed from Google Maps. He didn't delete his Facebook page, but it was emptied of content and the name changed to the somewhat generic Chuck McMahon. He needed that. God damn. But it gets weirder. The lengths he has gone to obscure his identity show an unusual level of dedication. For example, Hans Graebner's absence from a family obituary seemed odd, but a cached copy showed him deliberately edited out. Is he also hiding his Latino heritage? Oh no, the most unstunning thing ever. Let's see. I can't remember, but basically, oh shit. That. Fuck. Oh, it opened an ad when I clicked. Okay. So these two people were married in 1988. They moved to Texas along with their 5 children. Blah, blah. Basically, find out that his family, I think it's his grandmother, is from Puerto Rico. He's part Puerto Rican. Shout out all my Puerto Ricans. Not Cuban. Not that I know. We found scores of seemingly bogus emails with username H. Graebner that seemed created in an attempt to flood the zone and confuse search results. Could be the same strategy, possibly explain 1,723 domain names we found registered to the original H. Graebner email address. That's fucking psychotic. That's like a lot of money, too. That's like $20 a domain, right? Neo-Nazi that isn't white? No. A Latino neo-Nazi. Well, gang, I never thought the neo-Nazi would be a Latino. Wow, Raggy, what a surprise. In a now deleted 2015 tweet, Red Panel said, "Great stream with Cernovich and Vox Day." Now there we go. We direct, blah, blah, sad puppies. We're back to all the people that fucking ruined 4chan immediately. The worst content possible. The one thing Stonetoss has that was ever good, and it wasn't worth everything, is the, like, 2 guys disliking the foot fetish dude. That's pretty much it. Goddamn. We did run across the name Hans Graebner appearing in a now deleted YouTube stream of the same show on embracing masculinity. He also left a glowing review of the Gab Android app, I'm going to assume. Oh, yeah, it did say app. I'm just too tired. In December 2016, Red Panels went toe-to-toe with the equally idiotic yet more skilled debater Sargon of Akkad on the merits of anarcho-capitalism versus classical liberalism. The humiliating public slapdown likely played a role in Red Panels' retirement a month later. Damn. That rough. Oh, did he draw a little fucking Sargon's a fatty fat? That's pretty funny. Stonetoss also appeared on the much more hospitable Kill stream with Ethan Ralph. Damn, like the world is it's just a small place. He later got cold feet and attempted to erase all evidence of the episode from the internet. The voices match perfectly. Red Panels, Stonetoss. I'm not playing his voice. We're fine. Damn. You got him on the fucking IMDb? What the fuck? Carl put himself on fucking IMDb is crazy. Or Ethan Ralph. Dude, getting an IMDb credit for being on a fucking racist podcast is crazy energy, dude. That is the most, like, 2015 vibe possible. Fuck. Not Argentinian. He has family who lives in Puerto Rico. Not clear if he's actually part Latino. Imagine getting rolled by Sargon. Hey, fucking happened to Vosh that one time, right? Or did he get fucked up by, I think did he take an L to Sargon, or did he take an L to, the Scottish guy, Dankula? In May 2019, Stonetoss posted several times from Japan, including a seriously cringe, yeah, this is the one, horny on main moment where he's I'll just read it. Attention. If you are a single white woman living in Japan, I know an 8.5 out of 10 tall white man employed as a programmer in the US who is currently open, but probably only briefly so. Hit the DMs for details. From Stonetoss. Yuck. Bro. Holy shit, I just realized you can drop the N-word in Japan and nobody cares. There's a bonus for you. We found Hans Graebner working in the Houston office of Open IT starting in 2017. He was part of a delegation who went to Japan in May 2019. Photos on the Facebook page were suspiciously and awkwardly cropped to remove Graebner, but were intact on LinkedIn and YouTube. So he fucking cut himself out here. Look, he's tall as shit. He might be right around my height. Who knows what turned Christian Graebner into such a monstrous fountain of hateful propaganda? Is he ashamed of his Latino heritage? Was he truly the victim of a botched circumcision, and did that fuel his rage against Jews, trans people, and women? Nothing in this entire thing hurt him more than this. That is violence in a tweet. The bottom line, fuck this guy. Hans Christian Graebner is a Nazi grifter, garbage scum. We don't like him. He has blood on his hands. It's stained on his conscience. We couldn't get to everything. Oh, there is more. But check out the Uncommon blog for updates. You guys can check this out. The links of this are, of course, in the episode description. Check them out. Actually, no. They're on the VOD. They're on the VOD gang. It's VOD gang. VOD gang 24/7.
Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe.